Hi, so I am KB with Nerdophile. How are you both?
I'm good.
Wow, thank you.
All right, so I'm going to ask both of you this question, but I'll start with you, Aaliyah, for the answer. So, can you guys talk a little bit about who you felt like it was the hardest to be your most vulnerable and transparent self with in the pods?
Hmm. The hardest person for me to be vulnerable with, especially kind of after the speed dating rounds and those initial dates, was probably Enoch. Yeah, he was probably the one that I was like, okay, this isn't natural for me. It
Mm,
didn't feel natural. It felt like I kind of had to, you know, put a little bit more effort into peeling back layers. But I think that's just a chemistry thing. You know what I mean? It's the chemistry might not have been there 100% for us. So yeah.
ooh, I got you. And Taylor, for you, who was that person?
I think the hardest person to make a connection with was Rob. Um, like Aaliyah said, it's that emotional connection. We just didn't have it super early on. So
It's so hard because, like, for us as viewers, just kind of looking at it, you're like, "Ooh, I think these 2 might have chemistry." But, like, going through the lived experience, I'm pretty sure it's, like, vastly different in terms of, like, who you anticipated having chemistry with and then who you in turn actually had chemistry with, I'm sure.
yeah.
Um,
Right.
And you know early on who you have chemistry with and who you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of like you feel that from the pretty much from like those first couple of interactions.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay, that seems fast, but also, I mean, the experiment is fast, so you kind of have to, like, weed people out, I guess, almost immediately.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So for each of you, and I'll start with you, Taylor, to answer first this time, kind of what about this experiment will you kind of carry with you through the rest of your life? Like what's something that you really learned about yourself through this experiment that you will always remember and maybe even always use moving forward in various relationships in your life?
Yeah, something that I learned from this experiment is I was going on like 3 or 4 dates before asking the important questions. So, it'd be like that small talk, and I'd get to like date 5, and I'd be like, I don't even know this person. Like, I'm sitting here pretending I like this person, but I don't even know them. So after the experiment, like, I guess I date differently now. Like, I ask the deeper questions, date 1 or 2, and I know earlier on whether we're going to have that emotional connection or not.
Ooh, I like that. What about for you, Aaliyah?
Um, for me, it was just about not going into things with like preconceived notions, just really keeping the open mind and making my own judgments on people, really knowing like what is it that I'm looking for and kind of sticking to my standard on that. So that was something that I was like, okay, it's time for me to like really dive into this with an open heart and an open mind and know my standards and stick to them. So yeah, that was my big lesson really was just like I need to stick to what I know I want in a spouse because I'm here to find a husband.
I like that. Well, I will say, based on what I've seen, the 2 of you definitely both do that in terms of like sticking to what it is that you want and really kind of going after what it is that you want. So
Mhm.
that's really great to see. And, honestly, I can't wait for everyone to see this season because it is truly, truly a ride. So thank you so much for taking time to chat with Nerdophiles. Really appreciate it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks. Have a good day.